She's here.
Oh, there she is.
She's muted, but she's here.
Okay. Part of our club
It's
assembly
talk.
would bring, Ruth, if you want to bring, let's throw our financials up there and bring everybody up to speed on kind of where we're at.
Okay. Okay, and Dave, you sent the attachment with the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was all sent.
All right. Balance sheet. We
Is there
still
a way to get it on the screen? Excuse me. Is there a way to get that attachment on the screen?
If you give me a minute, I sure can.
Okay.
Take me a sec, but I most certainly can do that.
Sorry, guys.
Let's see. Hold on. It'll take me just a minute. I should have had it up and didn't think about it. Just one of two folders. Come on, you. Okay, we're going to go the other way. Just a sec. Okay, balance sheet. And then, hold on, I'm going to pull the other one up real quick. Okay, which one do you want first?
go ahead and put up balance sheets. Fine.
Okay, hold on just a sec. And there's the balance sheet.
Thanks.
Okay, so our bank balance is staying pretty steady at this point. We do have dues to pay out of that yet, but we're doing okay since we're not spending any money. Our accounts receivable is not changed. I told the board that I needed to go over to the post office box and pick up all the mail that's over there. So that'll change when I do that. Obviously, people are sending in their dues. Not much else on the balance sheet at this point. We've got our community chest money sitting there. That's going to be the fines and the community chest will be combined, so it'll be about $1,600 that we have there. So, and so that's pretty much it. Anybody have questions on that? If not, we'll move on to the P&L.
And that's up now.
Okay. So basically our income that we have is coming from member dues that are being charged. And we did get under fundraising, we got the car wash money from Blue Iguana, and the extra $30 that we're charging everyone is under the fundraising alternative. So that that money is there. And down under expenses, we have the local contributions, which were for the violins and violin books that we just purchased for the students at Rittner. And that was our portion of it. And way down at the bottom, our district dues are $942. So that gives us some, we're still in the black by a little bit. So that's that. Questions, anyone? If not, we'll move on to the, did you attach this aging or not?
No, I did not.
Okay, fine. So, no, that's great. So,
Thanks, Ruth.
Okay.
Appreciate your hard work on that. So as you can see, the fundraising alternative is going to keep us in the black this year. So that was a good idea that the board adopted. All members have the option, you know, if it's a hardship, just don't send it in, and Ruth will deduct it if it's not in your payment. Or send her a little note, but we'll handle that on a confidential basis. So we have Dave shared the minutes from the August meeting. We
Pull
certainly
them
didn't.
up. If anybody wants to see them, I can most certainly pull them up.
Yeah, let's run through those real quick.
There we go.
So we did not expect our demand Brian to have yesterday's meeting minutes ready. Yeah, he's working like a dog at his work with the holidays. So, so these are the last month's minutes. Jog down. We've got. Let's see here. A lot of this stuff stayed the same for this month. We have set our goals for Rotary Foundation giving to be 10,000, Polio Plus 2,000. Basically, the contributions that have been made so far have been out of people that are doing it automatically. We have nothing new under membership. Youth report. You know, we'll begin trying to identify our 2 students that would go to RILA, hoping that that will happen this coming Sunday or summer. We will see, you know, how school goes, and we'll have to identify. We'll work with Mike and try to identify someone at Rittner that can pick out the students for that. We have our new website up and running. We've been keeping, we've got our new, kind of went back to our regular ad on the Localite. And on there, we just have contact information on our ad so that people can reach out to one of us to find out how to attend one of our Zoom meetings. We hope to find a way to give out scholarships, so we'll address that after the first of the year. Coat and hoodie projects are going to continue forward. At the meeting yesterday, we decided to have Dave Robinette go ahead and order the coats, even if school is not meeting in person. The school counselors and the SRO officers will be meeting with families that are at risk, and you know, they'll be able to distribute coats if it's not in person at school. We'll wait to see if the school resumes and we can get hoodies through the school program again. So we'll kind of give that to like January and see what's going on. If not, we may have to go to an outside supplier, but we'd like to be able to do that again. We feel that that's beneficial, especially for the older kids. Same thing with the dictionary projects, just kind of on hold till we get back in person, and then we can figure out what our numbers are and make those connections. Our intention is to do all of those projects. And as Ruth mentioned, the violins, they're in, the CAP grant program is done. We just need to have a publicity moment where we can, and I'm not sure how that's going to happen, if it's going to be a Zoom meeting with the music teachers or how we're going to be able to do that, but we'll got to get with Mike maybe in the next month or so and see if we can get at least a photo of some kind that we can use for our promotion of the event and meeting the rules of our CAP grant. Then we have back in August, the board did approve that when we have a guest speaker, we're going to follow up with giving a $25 donation to the Rotary Foundation in honor of that person taking their time to speak to us. Dave's been following up with thank you cards and appreciate that. And of course, last month was where we made the change in the current officers for the 2021 year. I took the presidency back over. Dave Robinette is filling in the position as he's in the position of president-elect, but he does not intend to move forward. Just filling the role and helping us coordinate all these programs and Zoom meetings. Mouse races are on hold. Basically, at the discussion, we just don't see that happening this year at all. So we will need to move. We'll need to think about other fundraisers instead of all of us just chipping in the $30 a month as we move forward. And I think that's a good time to segue over to programs. Dave, you want to pull up that?
Yep. Give me just a sec.
Sure.
I'm going to step away from the computer just a minute.
Okay.
So I'll pull it up and then you all can
Chit chat. Thank you, sir. All right.
Okay, I'm back.
No.
So you didn't have to chit chat long. I heard everything everybody said about me.
All right.
So what I basically took it, and in the email I indicated to you all, and I did talk to the board first. Mary's helped me find a lot. I've done literally 6 months worth of finding speakers 4 times a week. I think I'm set for another few years. I'm sorry, but Mary and I pulled out. I pulled Tom out as governor. He's not going to have time to find somebody. You know, that's an idea. Tom, shoot it to somebody, and we'll make sure it works. I'm not asking you all to tell them the information of how this works and so on. What I'm asking is that everybody step up and try to find a speaker. I do have one for next week, but starting the 23rd, we have nobody. I've got a couple of them. I've got somebody lined up from one of the Rotary action groups. He was going to do it late September, but then he got hammered with, he's not as bad as others, but he got hammered with Hurricane Laura. So I did send him an email yesterday saying, don't worry about the end of September, which is what he suggested. But let's, give me a date when you get your life back together and you get literally your stuff back together. We can talk about it. Try to put in the quarterly club assemblies, get them back in schedule. I doubt highly that we're going to be able to do a holiday party in person like we did in the past. So we can plan something virtual. The end of this month is the 5th Wednesday. So that would be, we talked about doing in the evening a virtual happy hour. Starting at 7, that gives Brian time to get home and a few others time to get their lives in order prior to starting it. I also have a meeting that I'm working with the district on from 6 to 6:45, so I can run that meeting and then start this one up. It won't work out easily. I took the liberty of taking December 30th as no meeting. If we want to put a meeting in there, great. Somebody come up with something. I have no issue with that. But those are, this literally runs it through the remainder of this Rotary year. We go into in-person if we're able to get to it sometime in the spring. That's great. We still need speakers. So the schedule will still hold. Any questions, comments, anything along those lines?
What have you got next week?
Next week, I have Bill Dees. He is our district membership chair.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I thought you might have. I got to step away from the video a minute. Our cat is acting screwbally. Just a sec.
Okay. So again, kind of as Dave was saying, basically he went back to the old schedule when we stopped meeting and plugged in the next person in line. So that would be Carolyn in 2 weeks. Just looking for ideas. If you can contact a speaker to see if they're available electronically at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And I can walk him through everything. I can talk to
Right.
him from there. I will send him. You don't have to worry about trying to do all of that. We need the people. I need somebody to do the people looking, so to speak.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question.
Sure.
I think I'm down for October the 14th, and it occurred to me that that is just at the transition point for public schools if they're going to go, if they decide to bring the kids in. So my thinking was to ask Chris Kilbride to come around that time, but I missed a few meetings. Have you all had him this fall?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to shoot something to him today for the 14th, and maybe he and some of his staff can talk to us about some of the things that goes into their thinking in regard to transition.
What's been going on?
Yeah. Now, if it's a Wednesday, so either something is going to happen or will have happened. So maybe we're good. If that's a conflict, then Bill or maybe Howard, we could switch dates and try to make it work out for Chris.
And and that's a good idea, and thank you. And if you can, if anybody switches, something's not going to work for your schedule, whatever it is, just like we've done in the past, let me know, and who you switched with, and so I'll keep this continually adjusted on my sheet, and then periodically as I send the newsletter out, I'll start to go back and put in the upcoming meetings so everybody knows who's due for something and what we have and not have, as we've done in the past.
So I should know soon. He usually responds pretty quickly.
Good. Thank you. We were actually talking about that at the meeting, about having maybe Mike do it, but Chris would be great. So
Yeah.
perfect.
Dave, you did a good idea. For some of the people that aren't on our Zoom meetings regularly, like Howard and Bob Katzev, are you going to contact them just to make sure they know and everything?
I am. I'm going to send separate emails out. And the other thing is that Andy Rimmel is opted out of our communications, which is, he legally can do it, and I cannot put him back in. So I'm going to send him a separate email from my own email from my Outlook. Basically copy that whole email and just send it to them. And let them know that, if they can't, please talk to somebody. We'd like to have them. I've contacted everybody in the club, and what we have is what we have. I can only go so far with, I can give them the information and pester them periodically, but I can't make them join.
Sure.
So,
And we'll just, as we get, a week or two out, if anybody can't do it, please let us know right away, and then we can try to plug in a program.
There are
Dave?
always some rodeo. Well, I guess there's rodeo videos too we can show. But there are Rotary videos that I can pull up, that we just had that be the program. And we can go back to what we used to do. I mean, I still remember, I've told Tom this more than once. I still remember first time I was at a Rotary meeting was Tom was the speaker, and he was talking about life on the barges and what it was like going down the Mississippi. You can do your own program. You don't have to find somebody else. But if you don't, you will be doing your own program. I'm just throwing that one out there.
Dave,
I can pull
Dave,
videos up, I just need a little bit of head start to try to select something that'll be reasonable.
Dave?
But we can make it work. Yes, Al.
Al, go ahead.
I gave you 3 business cards back a time ago that people wanting to come on our, do you remember having them?
I do, and I've contacted them, and that's as far as it's gone. They have not expressed interest in doing electronically.
Oh, yeah, because it was the USO in March when we had this, she was scheduled to do there, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I called each one of them, and they basically said, not now, we'll call you if we are able to later.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not due till November, so I don't know,
So, I mean, if you want to run your program, some ideas that you had before, run with you again. Again, we just need programs, so what it comes down to, like we would for any meeting, no matter where we're at.
Yeah, we're going.
Thank you, Steve, for the work that you've put into this for this period of time. It's really remarkable what you've done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I wanted to keep the club going and keep the club literally in existence. I mean, because I knew if we did not meet in some way, shape, or form, we would not be, period.
Hey, Dave, could you change me from the 11th to the 4th?
I can.
I'm going to be out of town on the 11th, I hope.
Al, are you okay with that? We'll switch.
Excuse me?
We're switching with you.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Or I can come up with, again, that could be something where I could come up with, I can't edit that line. Where I could come up with something if we needed to.
Let's switch them out. We'll see what.
Yep.
Al's got a lot of contacts, so.
not anymore, they closed the chamber.
Well, I guess
Figure it out.
had you heard that, Bob Courtney?
What's that?
The Northwest Chamber is closed.
Completely? Just shut down? Defunct?
Yeah, they moved out, they sold all their furniture and everything, it's completely moved out, they're completely down.
Where's the money going?
I have no idea, pay some bills, I imagine.
I think they went under.
Wow. What were there? How many members did they have?
Oh, well, at one time it was up to 400, but you never can tell.
Wow.
Yeah, they're a victim of and don't I remember that was originally, didn't that come out of Overland? That chamber start way back when?
I believe it did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wasn't there were some emails about some financial irregularities or something about that? Did you ever hear what happened? Did you see those, Mitch?
Recently, Brian? Were those
I heard some. I've heard some talk, but I don't have anything concrete. So, yeah, there's a couple of my friends that stepped off the board back when there was a change in leadership, and we haven't. There's been some. They did some investigation in between new people, and but then with the COVID and not meeting, there was no income and there was no backup funds, so they couldn't make it couldn't pay their bills.
Hmm.
So again, Dave, thanks so much for keeping everything afloat for 6 months with programs and putting this schedule together. Is this available on our website or how are,
I can post it on it. I have not, but I most certainly can.
okay.
That way it's available for people to see.
All right, either that or we can just, if you wouldn't just maybe attach it to every weekly announcement, just kind of keep it besides, highlighting who's coming up next.
Just
try
keep
to
it up,
keep
which I
keep it
can
in
do
front.
that on the newsletter. Yeah, put it as an attachment.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. And let's see here. Oh, the other thing we wanted to talk about, just moving forward, we do need to, over the next couple of months, we do need to decide how the leadership will look like next year. So Brian's secretary this year, so he would move up to president-elect. So if there would be one of our past presidents that might want to step in and do another year, just jump in. Dave is hoping and praying that he's back to a normal subbing schedule next year and not really available on Wednesday mornings.
Bill, if you would leave the meeting for a minute so we can nominate you for president again.
Okay.
Going on past history.
So in the next couple of months, we need to address that and figure out. So Brian would step up. Jerry had agreed to be sergeant at arms this year, and then incoming secretary, correct? And then on through the chain. So basically, just looking for if one of our members would want to jump in as past president, where you got the experience already and fill that year. So think about it.
And for what it's worth, Show Me this year will be hybrid. The plan right now, at least, is that those that can get down and feel comfortable going down to Jeff City, being in one room, they're going to put everybody in one big room for all the training. Two separate big rooms, one for secretaries, one for presidents. So it's not going to be smaller rooms like we've done in the past. It will be those that are there will be fine, spread out as best they can, etc. But it will also be live streamed, and the same programming will be done for those that cannot make it or do not feel comfortable going to and being in a room. So this coming year, at least, Show Me you don't have to travel if you don't wish to. The district meetings that you would normally do, our 4 1-hour district meetings, will be done virtually. So again, you will not have to travel for that. So if that is something that is, well, I don't mind doing it, but I don't want to go down because I don't want to be around everybody. They're working around it this year. That's the plan as of right now, and that's what they're planning on moving forward. Only thing I see changing is everything goes south again, and the in-person part is
Goes away.
I don't see the virtual going away. I would see, if anything, the in-person would. So again, just throwing that out there as another thought.
Dave, do you know the date of that? I want to put it on my busy calendar.
Yeah, give me a second. It's last week of March, so give me a second. I'll look it up.
That's what I figured. It usually is.
26 or 7. It's going to be either that Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
And I think they're talking about just the Saturday, which will be the 27th.
Okay. Thank you.
It would eliminate a lot of people for hotel rooms. You can drive down that day, leave that day, do a same day down and back routine. But again, you can do it virtual distance easily.
All right. Anybody else that attended the meeting yesterday? Did I miss anything?
So,
No,
I don't
I think
think
you're
so.
good.
Right. Well, thank you all for being here with us this week. We will have we got a program next week, as Dave mentioned, and then we'll see how. Let's just definitely. He touched on it.
What happened?
I think Mitch just froze.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
You
you're
there?
back. Mitch, try that
Okay.
again. Yeah.
Okay. So just a reminder that the end of the month, September 30th, will be a 7 p.m. virtual happy hour. We're just not comfortable meeting, even if a few of us wanted to get together. We're just not comfortable doing that yet. So we'll do a virtual, bring your own beverage, and we'll start off with a toast at 7 o'clock.
I was under the impression that the president was going to have stuff delivered to everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a good idea.
First
Okay.
round, I'll send water out. All right. And then we'll just kind of keep up doing the best we can. One of these days, we'll see each other again. So
That's it.
we will catch y'all next week, 7 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Good.
Thank you.
Everybody had a good rest of the week.